I'm going to give you a real world example of customer packaging, the good and the bad. What's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you the top 9 items that sold in the category of electronics. Every single week I shoot a video like this that looks at one category and one category alone. That way you can focus and become a pro in that category. For those of you that have been watching my videos for a while, this is the second iteration of the electronics video because eventually I'm going to run out of categories, right? For those of you that haven't seen the first one, it's going to be linked below. I also answer questions and look at comments, so if you ever have a question or if you want to give your opinion on something, leave it in the comments below. It's always fun. Before we get started on the sales, I want to show you this. This is one of the best purchases that I've ever made. This is not cheap, but it's good. This is a portable battery. It's got a light. At the top, it has this place right here so you can put your phone if you have wireless charging. It has an AC output, USB-C, USB-A, and a bunch of other things. It also comes with this. This is a solar panel, and this is the coolest one for those of you that deal with a lot of electronics. It's got all these inputs. Sorry that it's in the bag, but I don't really want to open the bag. It's got all these inputs. So if you're ever thinking, man, I wish I could test this, but I don't have power for it. Well, this is basically universal. You can connect whatever different tip to it and use it to charge or test a product. I love this thing. And if you're like me, when you're taking pictures, you either need battery always for your phone, or you're maybe watching some show on your iPad, or maybe you have a speaker that you're listening to music on. Power is always necessary. And you can charge this inside on your wall socket, or you can use the solar panel. And let me show you how it actually works. This is a cord that I plugged in, and right now I'm charging my DJI mic. Also, what I do recommend in this cord is USB-A. Look at this. You can charge all kinds of crap on this. USB-C, Lightning for power, Lightning for power, Lightning for data transfer, and USB micro. It's got everything you need. Also, for those of you that camp, you can take this out camping because it does have that light. Woo! Bright sucker. Hold on. Woo! SOS. And off. If you have the money to spend, I do recommend it. Link down below. I have the first sale up on screen, but let me say something. I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of YouTubers and a lot of YouTube videos that say, look at all these items. They sell for thousands of dollars. And it's like, okay, where the fuck am I going to find those items? Most of the time, what YouTubers are doing is that they go and they filter through the most expensive, let's just say. And then they make a video on it because they ran out of content. And it's like, bro, that's just fucking cheating. You know how hard it is to find items like that? For your regular person, for your regular reseller? So what I'm trying to do is show you products that you can actually find. If you go right now, after you watch my video, if you leave and go right now, you can actually find these items and make money. That's the point. I don't want to give you some bullshit pie in the sky sales. That's just not what I want to do. So I hope you find these and make money. And on to the first sale. Actually, this is 4 sales. This is a forfer. Gilbury Conair Pro Nano Silver Ceramic Tools Flat Iron. Bought it for $3, sold it for $33.99, $11.99 shipping. Then we have the Pro Nano Titanium Baby Bliss Triple Barrel Hair Crimper. And for those of you that don't have long hair, a hair crimper just means that if you want your hair to look like Nathan's favorite crinkle fries, that's what you need. Bought it for $5, sold it for $20, $14.99 shipping. Then we have the Conair Wet Dry Straightener Flat Iron Dual Voltage. Bought it for $2, sold it for $18.31. $9.99 shipping. And then finally we have the InStyler rotating hot iron hair straightening curling system, essentially. Bought it for $6, sold it for $26.95, $12.99 shipping. I'm showing you all of these because I just want you to see that there is a lot of money to be made in hair straightening or hair anything tools. The last one that I showed you, which is, look, I'll show you again, the InStyler rotating hot iron, and almost always I can find them for $6 on average. That means that you're always going to make money if you can pick them up at that price. Most people skip these over because they're like, ugh, who's going to want that? Well, a lot of people don't have money, and these things can go upwards of $50, $60, $80, $100 retail. So you just have to look, make sure you comp everything, make sure you test them, don't buy crappy ones that don't heat up, and then put them up for sale. I've made quite a bit of money selling these, and you should too. First question. Oh, hold on one second. Woo! Polo Ralph Lauren sweater something something. I'll check later. Good sale. At TammyBeam507 says, love your videos. Just had to ask though, should you be taking out the cost of purchasing your item from the rundown list to make it work out correctly? Yes, she is referencing this. $26.95, $12.99 shipping, and I always say, after fees and everything, I made $25.80. What she is referencing is this. I paid $6, right? So from here, you subtract the $6, making it $19.80. That's the actual profit that I brought home. I'm sorry if that wasn't clear. I really thought that people would think, okay, well, that can't possibly take cost of goods into account because it's the eBay backend. But from now on, I'll be more cognizant of that, and I will, unless I forget, I will try to remember to take out the cost of goods so that I can give you a bottom line, which means real profit. Thank you very much for catching that, Tammy, and giving me extra work. I'm just kidding. Here we have the Casio Digital Camera XLM EXS8 Blue Battery Charger SD card. It's got everything pretty much. I got it for $3, sold it for $38.42, $9.99 shipping. After fees and everything is taken into account, I brought home $36.03 minus the $3 that I paid, so I made $33.03 in profit. I know most of you, especially the younger crowd, are gonna think, who the hell wants these if you have a phone? The phone does everything. Well, let me give you a couple of reasons why people want these. Reason number one is because they want their phone to be available and they want that camera to be specific to one task. Meaning you buy a camera for shooting pictures only if you're a reseller. So you would use this camera and it would always be there. Reason number two, if you have employees, do you really want them fucking with your phone? No. You give them a camera, that way if they break this, you're not going to be as pissed for breaking how much did I sell it for? Breaking a $38 camera versus a $1,200 phone. That's why you get those. And reason number three, these are not connected to any cloud. Everybody wants everything on the cloud. It's because it's easy and I can retrieve it. Well, you know what? Fuck that. I don't want anything on the cloud because the government is always tapping into your shit. These companies are always tapping into your shit. This is more of physical media. That means that you have it available in your SD card and nobody has access to it except you. Maybe you have some naughty pics that you took or something. Do you really want those on the cloud so somebody can steal them and put them online? I mean, come on, man. Not that I'm condoning anybody doing any of that shit, but you know, people do what they do. Next question. Ed Laura Christine 1498 asks, when photographing glass, I notice you use different color backgrounds occasionally. Do you find white is best or dark colors? Thank you. Great question. Nobody ever asked this question because everybody assumes that you have to shoot in white. Well, you don't have to shoot in white. You can shoot in whatever you want. But let me explain the difference. I'm going to use this as an example. Let's assume that this is glass. When it looks like this, that means that it has nice colors and it's not see-through. Use white. The reason you want to use white is because you don't want anything taken away from the item. You're not selling backgrounds. You're not selling cloth or whatever the hell you're using for a background. You're selling this item. Now, if you have a clear one, well, it doesn't look clear right now because it's got a bunch of stuff in it, but this is a Tiffany vase. This is my own personal one, but this is a Tiffany vase. This is clear. I would never shoot it on white because it looks very bland. It's not eye-catching, so when you're going through the listing or when somebody's going through the listing, they're going to be like, ugh, I don't, you know, there's nothing cool about it. But let's just say that I put this with a black background or a blue background or a green background or whatever, then it's going to pop because it's clear. The hard part is getting the markings to show because things are clear. What you can do is that you can put a colored paper, orange, red, whatever, you put it inside the glass and then shoot the picture like that. What happens is that you're going to be able to see the marking because of the background of whatever color you're using inside the glass. And if you're asking, why can't it just use the blue background that I'm shooting on already? Well, because when you put something inside the glass, it's easier for you to tell what the markings are. Hope that helps. Here we have VES DVD Remote Control Chrysler Town and Country 2008-2018 black car vehicle. Okay, this I got for $1. I sold it for $38.24 plus $6.99 shipping. After fees and everything, I made $35.78 minus the cost of goods, so I made $34.78 in profit. That is a great remote. Not all remotes make money, but that one specifically makes money because it's a car remote. They're very hard to find, and if you don't have a remote, what the hell are you going to do? You can't mess with the car functions, the DVDs and whatever you have in that town and country. So people always pay up for these because they don't make them anymore. Next question, at Duffy Homes, could you list the storage bags you use as well? What type of stickers do you use to print the numbers on? Thank you. I prefer to use your link so you can make some money. Well, that is excellent because I do have affiliate links and every penny counts. She is referring to Reseller Inventory Systems video, as you can see on screen. That video I shot is where I show what kind of inventory systems I have in my warehouse. And these are the labels that I use. 5160 Avery labels. Not shitty labels, Avery labels. I can tell you from experience that Avery labels are stickier and they don't fall off the bags. If you buy the shit Walmart ones, if you buy some Chinese crap from Amazon that is a no-name brand, don't do that. Spend a little bit more money and buy the good stuff. It's worth it. These are not cheap though. They're like 32 bucks, I think, or 35 bucks. But there's, how many are there on here? There's 3,000 labels. When it comes to bags, I don't buy bags on Amazon or anywhere here. I actually import them from Mexico. And I've been wanting to import them into my business so I can sell them, but I haven't yet because my mind's been somewhere else and I've been focusing on other products that make me a lot more money than that. So until then, you're going to have to find good bags on Amazon. And I am going to leave a link below of bags that I think that are decent for you to use when putting away your inventory. Next sale, here we have Vintage Maxi Rub Massage Grip Exerciser 2-Speed Forearm Hand, tested and working. Bought it for $3, sold it for $25.49, $14.99 shipping. After fees and everything, it ended up being $23.21. Minus the $3 that I paid, I made $20.21 in profit. These are excellent to pick up. For whatever reason, people don't want the new stuff sometimes. They want the old ones because they work better or whatever the case. I really think that the new things like Fit RX, the ones that have like basically a stick and a ball, and you use it to do that, are probably better than this, but people want what they want. These, as long as they're tested, they have everything that they need to work, you're going to make money. Now, these are the ones that you grab like this and goes all over your body, wherever. These are great for people that have sciatica. That's when your butt cheeks hurt and you have to massage them because it's a bad pain. My dad actually has sciatica and he tells me, he's like, man, it's just like nothing else. It hurts. I know that people love these and similar things like this. They love to spend money on them. And the only thing that it doesn't have is a happy end. You got to go to Thailand for that. Next question, at Sandra __ P. I think that's 2 underscores. Says, great info. Do you have Amazon affiliate link for your supplies? Thanks. Hope you made it okay with the storm. I'm in Cyprus. All is good at our house except 2 million, us included, without power. Damn. First of all, I have affiliate links for everything. Yes, they're going to be linked below. Second of all, I am sorry that this happened to you. I know that there's a lot of people without power because I actually have family in Houston and they don't have any power and it's been days already. Houston sucks for that. They always take forever. There's always flooding and just the power companies are horrible when it comes to hurry up and, get things fixed. I know that it's hard and I don't work in that industry. So maybe if you do, you're just talking shit. You don't know, you don't know about the power lines and whatever. All I'm saying is that it's taking forever and I'm sorry. Just please be careful, especially when it comes to stuff like this. There's always looters. There's always people trying to do bad shit. And there's a lot of flooding, which can also cause a lot of issues. Disease is one of them. Getting dragged away somehow because, the water does need to move. That's 2. And not being able to run your business because you don't have power and all that stuff is going on. That's 3. I am sorry. I hope you do better and get back to business, get back to work as soon as you can. Here we have Google Nest Wi-Fi point with charger, phone cable. Tested, works. Paid $3 for it, sold it for $26.69. $9.99 shipping. After fees and everything, there was $25.95 left over. Minus the $3 that I paid for it, I made $22.95. These are excellent to pick up. They are essentially points, meaning extenders. They're range extenders for the Wi-Fi. If you have a Wi-Fi system with say antennas right here, right? And you put an extender in another part of the house, it'll ping off of that and it'll increase the range for your Wi-Fi. That's it. I rarely have problems with these. Almost always they're good to go. You do need to test them, which is not easy because you need to test them with your Wi-Fi, but they do bring in good money. Next question, next comment. At Heather Cox 5801 says, I'm doing horrible in this category. She's referencing the what sold breakables category. That means she's doing horrible in breakables. I've had 2 different items break by the time I got them to the customer. They were bubble wrapped and secured. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I like selling nice breakables, but I really need to learn how to ship them better. Well, Heather, that's for damn sure. If you keep sending them where they break, then you're just going to keep losing money and you're not always going to get paid for it, meaning the insurance is not going to pay you for it, depending on how you ship. There's a couple of things real quick that you need to do. Number one, if you're using bubble wrap, it has to be medium bubble at minimum. When you use the flat one, the small bubble, very rarely does it actually protect when it's breakables. So medium bubble wrap is the most protective for the least amount of cost. Two, you can use corner posts. Corner posts are just hard objects that you put in the corners of the box so that the box doesn't crush easy. That's it. The item is going to be in the center and the corner posts are going to be on the sides. You're still going to have to wrap it with bubble wrap, but that helps keep the integrity of the box. So that's what I recommend. And number three, what you can do, because you're saying that you're horrible at this, if you suck at it so bad, then just double box for now. Box it with bubble wrap and everything and put it in a very tight fitting box, and then put that in a larger box with bubble wrap or with paper around it to ensure that if the first box gets crushed, the second one, which actually holds the item, is not going to get crushed. That one is a lot more expensive for sure, but if you're losing money anyways, try that. That's the best advice I can give you. And on that same note, I'm going to give you a real world example of customer packaging, the good and the bad. You can underpackage and you can overpackage. Either is not good. Check this out. I'm going to leave this whole thing up here. It starts from the bottom up because that's how eBay gives it to us. But I'm going to leave it up here if you want to read the whole thing, but I'm just going to summarize. I had sold her some ramekins and she said, "Did you ever think about the buyer on the other end opening the tape, bubble wrap, shrink wrap? Seriously overdone. It took me like 5 minutes to unwrap one. I sent back greetings from Texas, pardon the overwrapping. I just wanted to make sure that nothing was broken." And then she responds, "Of course you have to pack to ensure a safe arrival. The green was really difficult to unwrap." She goes on and she says, "If they can arrive from France in a cardboard box, I think you can figure out a safe way to pack." And then she keeps talking a lot of other shit. And also she gave me a positive review, but look at the review. "Too much tape, too much shrink wrap, extremely difficult to open, survived shipping, but I chipped during opening due to packing materials." Okay, let's talk about this because this is a big deal. I'm always about packaging, and I can tell you from a professional, that wasn't overpacked. That was just nicely packed. And let me explain. The green shrink wrap was so that the ramekin tops wouldn't move, and then they bubble wrapped them, and then they put them in a box. That's it. It was very basic. Whether she can get it off or not, that's not my problem. But it's obviously her problem, which makes it my problem. And I'm not dismissing what she's saying because you have to listen to your customers. If they don't like this, then you have a problem with packaging. Now, in this case, I'm not going to listen because I've shipped a bunch of these before and she is the only one that's ever complained. So she's probably a Karen somewhere, somehow, complaining about this shit. And that's fine. She can complain all she wants. She did give me positive feedback, so that's cool. But I bring this up because sometimes you can underpack and it breaks, and sometimes you can overpack and people don't like it. So you have to find a way in between. And by the way, when she referenced that Le Creuset sends it from France to here and it doesn't break, she doesn't understand how they ship. And I know because my girl used to work with Le Creuset. This is how it's shipped. It's shipped in a big ass box or big ass pallets with corner posts. And I'm talking about serious corner posts. And then there is cardboard, like crushable cardboard on the sides. So it is way overpacked. But they can do that because they're shipping a whole lot of it so that it makes sense. I can't do that for the small package because then the margins go way down to where I can't sell them for the price that I sold them to her. I would have to jack up the price another $20 to ship them in a better way so it can be easier for her to manage the unboxing. In any case, you have to listen to the customer, always pay attention to what they're saying, and try to adjust from there. Sometimes they are just complaining, but sometimes they're not. She might have something to this. So I am rethinking how I'm packaging now and see if there's a better way to do that so that she doesn't have a hard time or someone else that buys from me doesn't have a hard time next time. Next sale, Drill Master 18-volt battery charger 91176 only for NICD battery tested and works. This has $0 because this was mine. A charger like this is for a drill for a battery. Sold it for $22.24, $6.99 shipping. After fees and everything, I made $18.28. Do not throw away your chargers from old product. See if they make money and then put them up online. Next question, at Tim Halcom 4041. QQQ, have you used the offsite and promotions? And if you have, what do you think of it? Great question. I have not used it on eBay, but I do use it on Amazon. What I think is that it's very expensive and it should only be used if you have a ton of one product or if you have private label. because it's PPC or pay-per-click. That means that every time that somebody clicks on it, they're going to charge you for it. So what you want is for you to have an item that you can sell over and over and over again, or for an item that you're building a market for. And along those lines, look at this. Here we have the Razer Death Adder V2 wired gaming mouse, ergonomic, and it even comes with a mouse pad. I bought it for $2, sold it for $24.99, $9.99 shipping. After fees and everything, I was left over with $21.37 minus the $2 that I paid for it. I made $19.37 in profit. That is an excellent ROI or return on investment. I put in $2 and bring in 19. Great. I actually had a pallet of those that I sold not on eBay. And I would use PPC for this because I had so many of them. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to because they were already on the market and they were selling super fast. So I sold through them. But I would use the offsite promotion because you want to drive traffic to that. And what happens is that all those people that clicked will go to there and they buy your product and you're just going to list it once and sell it a bunch of times. If this was your product, I would definitely do that too. Next question. Actually, this is a comment. And this goes along the lines of promoted listings again. At Yashanu says, about promoted listings, I had turned them off for months, but turned them on a couple of weeks ago. Sales shot right up. I agree. Turn on the promoted listings. He's referring to something that I said in the Breakables video, the What Sold Breakables video. And I talk about promoted listings. Somebody asked me before, how can I get more views without promoting? All I said was just fucking promote. Stop trying to be cheap and stop trying to save all the money in the world. I understand about saving money and I understand about margins, but just promote the listings. And the reason is because that is what eBay wants and it's their platform. So they're going to do everything in their power to kick your ass down if you're not doing what they want. Why wouldn't they? If I was eBay, I would probably do something similar. Because if I'm losing sales from here to Amazon and to other platforms, which they are, and they need to still make money because they need to make money for their investors and they need to make money for growth or to put into new technologies or whatever, where are they going to get it from? So unfortunately, they're getting it from us. And if you're not okay with it, that's fine. That means that you have to get off the platform. But if you're going to be on the platform, do it the best way possible so that you can still make money. I mean, 3%, 5%, even 10%, it's really not that much. Most of you are buying things that have 100 to 200% markups. I mean, come on, man. 3%, 5%, 10% to make a sale faster? It's a no-brainer. So just use the promoted listings. Next sale. Here we have Yamaha receiver knobs, R700, R900, and so on and so forth. Metal vintage parts only, lot of 8. I love selling these things, but look at what I paid for them. I paid $30. I didn't actually pay $30 for the knobs. I paid $30 for a receiver, which was working, but when I got it home, it wasn't working to the maximum. That means that I was going to lose money or I was going to get a return. So I said, no, I'm not going to risk it. But instead of throwing it away or just getting rid of the receiver, what did I do? I tried to get as much money as possible back from that bad investment. And look at this. I sold the knobs for $55, $6.99 shipping. After fees and everything, I was left with $50.46. Minus the $30 that I paid, I still made $20.46 in profit because I was smart enough to think, what can I use from this? And that is the knobs. Especially when it comes to vintage electronics, if it doesn't work, fine. Does the antenna work? Does it have vacuum tubes inside? Do the knobs sell? I mean, there's so many things you can get from them, so don't just give up on your product. Make sure that you go to all the troubleshooting, what I consider troubleshooting. Take all the parts that you can from them and try to get your money back. Next question. At Shannon Greenlaw 321 asks, I have a pile of old PA license plates and 2 MD ones. Do they sell? She's referring to something that I said in a reseller inventory systems video. I actually have a bunch of license plates and I showed them in the video, and that's probably where she got it from. So she's asking, I have all these, do they sell? Well, let me show you. If you see on screen, look at these. Pennsylvania, $9.95, $9.95, $15, $5. Not a lot of money, right? But license plates usually don't cost you much. They cost you cents. Second, look at these. Maryland. Look at that Maryland one. $29.99. There's one for $45, one for $99.95. I'm not the biggest expert on license plates, but I will give you my pointers. Number one, if they're vintage, almost always they're going to make money, even if they're rusted. Number two, always pick up the ones that have vanity tags. Vanity tags are highly collectible. For whatever reason, people want it. If it says something cool, they want to put it on their wall. And number 3, even the cheap ones, even like the regular ones that were like 5-10 years ago, people want them because they use them to make artwork, or they put them on walls, or they put them on the bar, whatever the case. The cheapest ones, you can lot them up in lots of 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever, and then sell them for $10, $20, $30. I can tell you from my experience, I bought the ones that I have for 10 cents, and easily, I've already made at least $180. Just make sure that you don't sell current plates, because that's hella illegal. So they have to be old ones that are not in use anymore. Next sale, here we have Onkyo AV receiver and remote control, TX DS484, Dolby Digital. You guys can read the rest. I paid nothing for it because this was my dad's model. It sold for $69.97, $29.99 shipping. After fees and everything, I was left with $63.40. Onkyo is a good brand. You just have to know what you're doing when you're testing. Make sure you test everything, all the buttons and everything, because if not, you're going to get a return, and these are big returns. Last comment of the day, at Frank Holman 2632. Yo, Damien, that was a great video on glass. Love watching your video and being subscribed to your channel. You have a lot of knowledge. I wish you could also know the names of things when I'm thrifting in California, but I still have to pull out the phone to Google Lens things to know what they are. I'm also working on writing better Lee words in my descriptions, as your last couple of videos you did on the topic. Thanks for everything you do for the reseller community. First of all, bruh, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, fix the grammar. That shit is hard to read. And second of all, look, man, you cannot compare yourself to anybody, to me or to anybody else. You are on your own path. You do you. At a certain point, I sucked at doing all of this. I did. I didn't know shit. But I kept reading, I kept looking, and I kept touching items to know what it was. So always, the Google Lens is there for a reason. Use the Google Lens. Why not? It's a tool like anything else. So don't get down on yourself. Don't get frustrated, and just keep going. Eventually, you're going to say, oh shit, remember when I was like that person? I was a newbie, and now I'm not. It just comes over time, man. So don't worry about it. Just keep it pushing, brother, and keep making that money. And fix your fucking grammar. And this is our last sale of the day. Ninja Professional Blender 900 watts. Original tested works. And how do I know it works? Because this was mine, suckers. We got a new one. We got an IQ one, which means that you just tell it what you want it to do and it does it for you. It knows when to stop, when to start, and do all that kind of stuff. So I said, oh, let me sell this one. Got it for $0 because it was mine. Sold it for $22.99, $14.99 shipping, after fees and everything. I got back $18.21 that I put towards my new one. And my new one was hella expensive. It was like $100. It's like, god damn, for a blender. But the reason I show you these is because the Ninja blenders always sell. And not just the blender itself. I mean, you can buy the blade, you can buy the cups, you can buy the unit. Everything sells. So whenever you see them, pick them up at a cheap price and sell them. And that is it, everybody. These were the top 9 items that sold in the category of electronics. And to keep supporting the channel, you can always buy a shirt, a hat, or a logo sticker from the store below. And you can always become a member of the Resolutions Posse and enjoy perks like member shoutouts, advanced video viewing, and members-only live streams depending on your level. And a big thank you to my current VIPs, and a what's up to Ellie Hawkins, which is our newest member of the Posse. As always, give this video a like, share this with anybody that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace. And cheers. It's vitamin water today. I've never actually drank this before, but my girl bought it because she's in charge of buying all the food for the house. I give her a list, she buys everything, and I'm the one that cooks. She bought this time, which is okay. Electronics. Testes, 1, 2, 3. It never gets old. Test. Test. If you do have the money to... Hey!